Hi, Tom here, and welcome to this week's Circle Line Art School Drawing Challenge, How to Draw Steps in One-Point Perspective. Start by drawing a vanishing point above the middle of your page. Next, draw two guidelines, two soft lines from the vanishing point to the base of the page. Make sure that these guidelines are not too wide apart at the base, so that the steps can be quite narrow. Now draw a horizontal line between these two receding lines. This will be the baseline of the first step. Next, draw two short vertical lines, either end of the horizontal line, for the height of the first step. Then join the top of these new vertical lines with a horizontal line. So now we have the front of the first step. Next, draw two short lines that are receding towards the vanishing point from the top corners of the front step. Choose how far back you want these lines to recede. Now, draw a baseline of the next step, just a horizontal line. The next step in this drawing of steps is to draw two more vertical lines, as we did for the first step, but this time slightly shorter, as the step is a little bit further away from us. Now we can just keep repeating these steps. Make sure the steps get a little bit smaller each time you draw one. If you want the steps to look worn and old, you could make the horizontal lines slightly uneven or worn looking. The vanishing point in this drawing is essential for the top line of each step, the part that is receding away from us, the viewer of the image, towards the vanishing point in the distance. For this drawing, I'm using a 4B pencil. Any pencil which can make a dark tonal value would be useful. As the steps get nearer the vanishing point, you could make the lines that you're using slightly paler by not pressing down so firmly with the pencil point. One-point perspective is most useful when drawing the illusion of depth when we're looking at something looking straight ahead. The vanishing point is used to plot all the receding parallel lines that are receding away from us. It would be good to stop the steps before the vanishing point and then erase the earlier guidelines that we drew at the beginning. Now we can build something around these steps. For this drawing, I'll draw two vertical lines at the top of the steps, either side. This could turn into a door, but I think I'll make it into a gap between two walls, which are either side of the steps. And I can use the vanishing point to create the top lines of these walls, going to the right and going to the left. The vanishing point will help me find the correct angle that I need. Next, we can draw a line for a shadow, a cast shadow by the right-hand wall. For this, we need to use the vanishing point again to map out the receding lines of the shadow, but we can use a vertical line for the vertical lines. So as we draw the shadow line coming down the steps towards us, we're using the vanishing point for the receding lines, and the vertical lines are just staying vertical. Try to be as accurate as you can. Now it's time to add some tonal values, some shading to this drawing. I'm going to start by drawing the darkest tone that will be needed for the steps, and that will be the upright part of each step which is in shadow. Keep the tones that you draw nice and flat and even. Then we could add a lighter tone for the steps in the shadow. They're still in shadow, but they're not in such a dark shadow, they're just in the shadow because they're upright. Next, we can draw a tonal value that is between the light and dark tones that we have already used to complete the shadow for the wall on the right-hand side. At the back, between the two walls, I think I'll draw a couple of trees, a few trees. I'll make them quite dark in tone so that they sort of contrast with the lighter wall, which is on the left. Now, I think I'll add a pole that is attached to each of the walls high up. Just draw two horizontal lines, and then we could add a little cast shadow on the left-hand side going downwards. The last step in this drawing is to add a mid-tone, not light and not dark, somewhere in the middle, to the wall that is in shadow, the wall on the right-hand side. For that, just use the side of your pencil and keep the pencil quite low down and spend some time creating the tones and the textures that you would like on the wall. For the finished drawing, I decided to make the trees bigger and darker in the background. I hope you find this drawing challenge useful for your own drawings. I post a new drawing each week. If you would like to know how to hold a pencil so that you can make the marks that you wish, how to draw a straight line, how to add realistic shadows to your drawings, how to master the basics of both 1-point and 2-point perspective, how to choose where to place vanishing points, and how to find perspective in a photograph, then welcome to my new drawing course for beginners, How to Draw from Scratch. In How to Draw from Scratch, I will show you all the shortcuts I have discovered over the years, so that you will be able to see real improvements in your ability to draw with greater confidence by the time you complete this course. To join today, just click the link.